Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Turner Stadium on the campus of Taylor University for today's non-conference match between the Saint Xavier Cougars, the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and the Taylor Trojans out of the Crossroads League. A 37-minute weather delay with some lightning that was in that 8-mile radius that forces postponements or stoppages in activity just in that little sliver inside of the radius, and so the 37-minute delay, and we are off and running here from Upland, Indiana. 4 matches for each of these teams so far. Taylor coming off with their first win of the season, 2-1 at Aquinas on Saturday. They're 1-3 on the year, 0-2 here at home. As Saint Xavier applies some pressure on the Taylor keeper Sam Spiegel. The Cougars, meanwhile, 1-0-3. They are 1-0-2 in true road matches. They're coming off of a 2-2 tie at Cornerstone out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference up in Michigan a week ago today. Taylor led by 20th-year head coach Gary Ross. The Cougars' mentor also in his 20th season, that is Ed Vucinic. Trojans go from right to left here in the opening half with the new purple jerseys, the white numbers and the white trim, and the white shorts and white socks. St. Xavier in the all-red tops and bottoms with the white numbers on the front and back. In goal today, making his first appearance, is Andres Zamora, 6-foot graduate student out of Cicero, Illinois for St. Xavier. Actually making his second appearance, I apologize. Did not play last Wednesday in his only appearance of the season. Had to settle for a tie, allowing 1 goal, but did stop 8 shots. Osvaldo Ramirez has started the other 3 matches for St. Xavier this season. He does not get the start here this afternoon. The Trojans send out Sam Spiegel. He has started all 4 matches for the Trojans this season, coming off of his best performance of the year. Peary sends one into the 18, wanted to find the freshman Matt Yoder, as the Yoder brothers get their first start at home together this season. And the Trojans hold it in here with Liam Brennan. All the way back to the defensive end, and it's Sean Fields able to operate with it. Long ball to the far side. Caleb Ballard had to just get back on side as he operates on the far sideline. Being marked by Sal Lagunas. To the end line goes Ballard. Stomps the brakes, trying to get back to his left foot. Now does on the far edge of the 18. Levi Yoder sends one with the left foot. Flicked away by the back line of St. X. They now clear it again just over the head of Devlin of Taylor. And Webby Peary keeps his knees. He pokes it through, a little bit too aggressive there as he tried to keep it away from traffic. Just out front, the top of the 18-yard box, and he poked it all the way out of play. So a goal kick here into this crosswind that's blowing mightily out towards the left corner across from us. Zamora gives way to Zamora now trying to direct traffic. He's got actually going to have one of his back line mates, Anthony Moreno, to take it. But cut down nicely by Brennan, the midfielder out of Dublin, Ohio, the freshman. Cuts that long pass down, and the Trojans set things up from the defensive end again, going from right to left. Taylor's been outscored this season 7-3. St. Xavier has outscored their opponents, but by just 7-6. El Yoder try to poke it through to younger brother Matt. Tried to come from the middle of the field on the far edge of the box to go get it. Operating on the far sideline, now off to Devlin, a little bit too far for Matt Yoder to corral. It's off of his boot and out of play, and it's going back to St. Xavier to work from the back end. Not a straight tailwind for Taylor here in the first half, but one that maybe they could use to their advantage, again, going from the near side where we currently sit over towards that far corner. So a diagonal here in this opening half, slightly to the Trojans' advantage. St. X has got to go right into the teeth of it here in this first half. Devlin, the transfer. Had it for a moment. Transferred from Westcliff University. Calls Belfast, Northern Ireland home. You can hear that wind picking up here in the first half. Matt Harold, one of the 3 captains, gets ahead on it for TU. And it's out of play, and it remains on the throw here for St. X. Barrigan had it for a moment for the Cougars, and now St. X retreats into the defensive end. That's to our left. In the middle, Moreno. That's Anthony Moreno. Irving Moreno up top. Throw in near side, just shy of midfield for St. X. There's Moreno. He jostles on the near side, keeps possession, he deals off to Fernando Barrigan. 2 men on Moreno. He runs in to El Yoder of Taylor. There's a lot of relatives on the field right now for both teams. El Yoder had it, lost his footing, and it's right back on fancy footwork here to Eduardo Ramirez. Ball played in deep, right edge of the 18, inside the attacking third, and it's kicked away on the last-ditched effort. Dorian Mahone was right on top of it, trying to strike for St. Xavier. It's out off the Trojans on the end line and a corner upcoming from the near side of the field for St. X. Still looking for our first shot from either team tonight. We'll see how much of an outswinger Barrigan wants to play. Again, with the wind knifing this one down. Harold comes in, chests it right back to the near side. His left-footed clearance, though, dies and couldn't get outside of the 18. Moreno dancing, ran through a second defender before Devlin came in and kicked it across the end line before Moreno could get his way to the 6. Second corner in the last few moments here for St. Xavier. As we play almost 7 minutes of action here in the first half. No score and no shots just yet. This one in, and it's into the back of the net as elevating over everyone looked to be Dorian Mahone. And so Mahone gets the goal as he comes over and hugs the man that served it up to him, Barrigan. And in the 7th minute, St. Xavier strikes. They lead 1-0 off a beautiful corner. So the goal in the 7th minute. And Taylor had the possession, a couple of early points, and then it was just 2 quick corners there for St. Xavier, and the Cougars strike. They've scored their 3rd goal in the last 2 matches. For Barrigan, it's his 3rd assist. That leads St. Xavier. And Mahone collects his 2nd goal. He's the 2nd goal scorer of the year. Or the 2nd multi-goal scorer of the year. Now off the post as St. Xavier just avoids an own goal. And then it's kicked out to the far side of the field. Matipa got tangled up, and he's behind the goal right now, but St. Xavier redirected it right on their frame, and it went off the post. And St. X was that close from tying the match at 1 on their own accord. A throw-in far side for one of the tri-captains for the Trojans, Colin Maris. Big lunge forward, heaves it into the 18 over Devlin's head, bounces down to the turf, now finds Devlin's feet. His shot blocked and then ricocheted off of his shoulder or his head. It's out of play on the end line and a goal kick upcoming here for St. Xavier. So as quickly as St. X went ahead 1-0, they almost tied it up off the own goal, but they avoid disaster and continue to lead here by 1. So that goal coming in the 8th minute for St. X after those back-to-back 2 quick corners. The Cougars play it in deep, wanting to find it on the near side. Here to Eduardo Ramirez. He lays it back to Omar Aparicio. Aparicio was right there, and again, St. X Playing the possession game here as Ramirez makes a run up the near side. Reading it nicely was Fields, who flicks it away into the Taylor bench. Valente Lara Jr. with the throw for the visitors. Fields kicks it out of play off of a Taylor foot, and St. X getting close to that final third as they'll throw from the near side. Lara Jr. with the throw again. As Matipa stands right in front of him, trying to make life a little bit more difficult as you can hear the wind picking up. Peary gets ahead on it. It bounces across the end line, and here's the third corner of the first half, of the first 10 minutes to be exact, here for Saint Xavier. Barr again to take it. He's the one that assisted on the Mahone goal just a few minutes ago. Sends a blistering outswinger in. It deflects all the way to the backside of the field. Sent back in again. Spiegel right there to stop it on the kick, on the shot attempt from Sal Lagunas. First save of the night for Spiegel. Made 8 of them on Saturday, including a diving stop on a wonderful attempt off a free kick from Aquinas. Then a few moments later, the Trojans got the go-ahead goal and took a 2-1 win out of the state of Michigan on Saturday. Brennan on the near side. Throws it in as it took a big bounce as Peary had to backpedal and keep the ball in front. To the far side, and Matt Harold. Then St. X boots it away. Maris heads it down into space. Fields just gets to it before a sprinting Barragan could get on top of him. Out of play it goes, and another throw-in here for St. X deep in their defensive end as they lead 1-0 here just over 11 minutes in to this first half from Taylor University. We got a 37-minute lightning delay, with that lightning not over the top of us, but just inside the radius needed to force the stoppage of outside activities. As Levi Yoder has it for Taylor, now to the center circle and Ballard. He can really fly, 5'6" out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Levi Yoder wanted Devlin. It's kicked away as Lara Jr. came in from behind. And back to Fields, the sophomore also out of Colorado for the throw. El Yoder turns into a defender. That was Barr again. And the St. X assist man knocked it out of play. Trojans still in search of their first shot here of the night. 2 shots, both on goal for St. X. One went in, the other one was stopped by Spiegel, whose parents have made the drive down from their new digs in Hillsdale, Michigan to check out tonight's contest. Pass over Devlin's head, and he was wide open with some room, but an ill-advised pass gives it back to the visitors, who have the 1-0 lead. Near sideline throw-in. Taylor able to turn it over and now corral it near midfield. Up the near side to Levi Yoder, 20 yards inside midfield. Up to Matt Yoder, back to Devlin. Chucked down twice, and no foul to the dismay of the Taylor bench down below us. Mahone, the goal scorer so far, being pestered by Ballard. Taylor reverses it and goes all the way back to Spiegel, who boots it in deep. Matt Yoder with a head of steam, not enough as it bounces into the feet of the keeper Zamora, who now picks it up with Yoder right on his back hip just near the end line. Almost unbearably hot the last couple of days here on the Taylor campus. A late summer push, but fall is going to start taking hold starting in tonight. And these rainstorms that have been in the area have helped drop the temperature down a little bit. In the mid-70s, but still a little bit muggy, so not really fall, but we're going to get there by the weekend. It looks pretty fallish next week as well. Centering pass, nobody home in red. Spiegel off the line to stab it on the attempt from Mahone. Wanted to go far sideline to the middle. Spiegel, a monster goal kick all the way to the other end. Devlin rises, heads it down, read nicely by Anthony Moreno. And now St. X quickly pushing it out of there as Bargan hustling forward. His pass to the middle intercepted by Taylor's Colin Maris. Good hustle from Ballard on the far side to get back onside by a whisker. Good awareness by him as the ball sits at the feet of Matt Harold and now to the far side of the aforementioned Ballard. And now St. X plays it back to their keeper in Zamora. A. Moreno, big right foot forward. Peary heads it right back to where it came from. Almost landed inside the 18 if it wasn't for Moreno stepping in front. Ballard levitated into the air. Sal Lagunas, who has the only other shot of the night outside of the one by Mahone that went in. Devlin took a bounce off the foot out of play. And with 29-25 to go here in the first half, St. X has got another throw in on the far side of the field. Students starting to make their way over here with the earlier start time. Class is still running into that 5 o'clock hour. Everybody got tangled up with our lead official, and then Maris kicked one off the back heel. And it's borked up to Matipa. Yoder looking for help as he's now starting to have to deal with, that looked like Anthony Marin making Eduardo Ramirez, who forced Yoder to give it up. Perry's pass, ill-advised, and taken away far side, poked forward. Now here comes Mahone sprinting forward. He's got the only goal of the night, and Harold tried to curl it to the far sideline, and it just goes to our right of the far corner flag, and that means it'll be the 4th corner kick of the night here for Saint Xavier. Already leading 1-0 off the goal from Mahone, off the first corner, or the second corner taken of the night. Far side attempt here for Barr again. Can take his right foot and play an in-swinger. Flecked on, and nice stop from Spiegel out front. As it looked like it was Anthony Moreno, the one that got his forehead on it. Actually make the Daniel Diaz, number 9, that was right there. But Spiegel able to turn another one away, his second consecutive stop. First 3 shots of the night have all been on goal here for St. X, as they got a key tie against a top 5 team in the first match of the season. Again, 1 win but 3 ties, as the Trojans have just 1 win but 3 losses, as they dropped their first 3 matches of the year before winning on Saturday at Aquinas. Maris boots it away, as it was actually Irving Moreno that was dancing his way through. Out front, offside flag in the air as Barrigan had too much of a head start. Levi Kelly waits to come in for the Trojans at the next opportunity, as we've dipped below 27 minutes to play here in the opening half. Big boot from Spiegel up the far side. Ballard flicks it back. Matt Yoder and Devlin both in the same quarter, but it goes off of a St. X defender. Now Levi Kelly able to enter. Levi, 5'9", sophomore out of Mason, Ohio. He replaces whom? It'll be Matt Harold. And so Matt will take the long walk and now a jog around the far side of the field to stay loose. To the end line, Levi Yoder trying to box his man out, who lunges around him and flicks it away. That was Donato Lagunas, able to keep it from being the first corner for Taylor on the night. 26 minutes left to go in the opening half. It has been all St. X here so far as they've outshot Taylor 3-0 and they lead 1-0. Far sideline throw in Maris. Matt Yoder flicks it on right to the head of Aparicio. Back into the 18 it goes. It's cleared away again by St. X right in the heart of the box. Maris couldn't save it from the far side. It's out and back to St. X on a throw along the far side of the field. St. X throws it right into Devlin of Taylor. Ball deflected back, and now Ballard with the head of steam on the right side. Dribbling to the end line. He's forced off the ball from behind by Sal Lagunas. Kelly, good footwork in front, saves it on the end line, sends it to the middle. It's a nice pressure there from Kelly, the new man off the bench for Taylor with the fresh legs. Kelly with the throw in. Touch pass off to Ballard. Calling for it is Brennan, who's wide open, but the ball took a big nosedive down before it could get to Brennan on the near side. Peary loops it in. Matipa with great speed, able to get onto it first. It's driven hard out of play by Valente Lara Jr. So the Trojans tried to get two quick passes, first to Brennan and then Matipa. So they look for the equalizing tally here with 24 minutes to go in the first half. Big boot near side Brennan, and punching it away is the levitating keeper Zamora. A man in purple was right there. Zamora launched himself in front and punched it away with two fists. El Yoder hops into the air. Maris stays grounded but still uses his forehead. In the middle to Peary. Pressured by I. Moreno. And now Fields, who right foots one, trying to go cross field, headed down by St. X. Mahone, the lone goal scorer tonight, has it taken away by Ballard and Levi Yoder. And now Ballard carrying forward. Stops with a defender on either side of him. Off to M. Yoder. Back to the defensive end. Taylor takes in Maris. Curls one to Fields, who now starts up the near side of the field. The Taylor attacking half along the near side. It's Brennan. Still on the left side, and Levi Yoder. 10 yards inside midfield. A backheel flick was turned away on the attempt from Brennan, but he deflected it off of Ramirez. Trojans wanted the quick restart. They were too fast because they got a man coming in. That's Brock Carpenter, sophomore out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Same high school as one of the captains, Matt Yoder, Classical Academy, as he replaces Matipa. So two subs on for Taylor. Levi Yoder taking a couple swigs of H2O on the near side. No subs in just yet for the Cougars of Saint Xavier out of Chicago. They've got the 1-0 lead, and they've taken all three of the shots here so far tonight. Sun coming out as it sets down behind us. Fields wanted a long 30-yard pass to Yoder. That was Levi. Matt plays it back to Big Bro. Ballard couldn't get to it on the far side. It's out and back to St. X, and their first sub about to come in. This is Andy Lomelli. Lomelli, the senior out of Dyer, Indiana. That's up north where he went to Lake Central High School and spent time at Valparaiso and Roosevelt before coming to St. X. He takes the spot of Anthony Moreno. That glorious head of hair coming to the sideline. Two Trojans there to converge on the far side. St. X came out of it. Big booted up the right side by Brennan. Ballard trying to body his way through the backside of the defender, Sal Lagunas. Couldn't get there in time as Lagunas boxed him out. That's going back to St. X on a goal kick. Short goal kick is now driving it for Diaz. Maris heads up to Devlin for Taylor. Flicked back near side on the attacking side for TU. Good body from Lara Jr. And St. X has the throw, getting ready to restart. Irving Moreno angling to the left, trying to go cross field, and does. Just to the left of center. Nice little step through move. Left shot goes wide. As a little head start there from the no-man Lomelli. First shot not on goal tonight from the Cougars. It's their first one. Beat Spiegel. The last two have found the mitts. Not the only game in action tonight. The Trojans volleyball team also on the road, starting Crossroads League play tonight at Bethel. Foul on the goal kick by St. X, and Taylor has a free kick about 3 yards inside midfield on the right side. We'll see that Taylor volleyball team, the defending Crossroads League regular season and tournament champs, this weekend in their first home matches of the season as part of the Amber Fairweather McClure Memorial Tournament. Or Amber McClure Fairweather Memorial Tournament, excuse me. They've got 4 matches. We've got it all for you. Taylor at home, men's soccer at home this Saturday night as well to complete the 2-match homestand this week. Devlin's got the ball 5 yards inside midfield. Right foots it towards the near side of the 18. It's just over the head of Maris, and waiting right behind him to catch it was the keeper Zamora for St. X. Still a 1-0 St. X lead as we approach 19 minutes left to play before recess. Wind still blowing hard towards that left corner across the field from where we currently sit. It has not plagued St. X, and the Trojans have been unable to try to use it to their advantage. Whatever that advantage might be here in the first opening 45. Peary, with a man right on his back, he chucks him away and keeps moving forward. One of his shin guards popped out. Webby doesn't care as he dances on the left side of the box. Peels away up the near side, looking for help. Wanted to find Devlin, but a defender in Bargain was right in front of him. And now St. X pressing forward quickly on a counter. Picking up the dropped shin guard and now being taken down to the turf was Aparicio. It was his shin guard that came out of his left sock. As Luke Stimson enters for the Trojans, replacing Levi Yoder. So it's Aparicio who lost the guard and then just picked it up and then started running up the near side trying to go to goal. Brennan with a throw-in, touchdown by M. Yoder. Dancing his way through is Brock Carpenter. Kelly stops and starts, and that little hesitation allowed the ball to roll away from him. Here's Diaz in the middle. Pressure comes in from Carpenter, poking it free, but is the only one in purple. Trying to keep moving it forward. Stepping forward, Brennan got a toe on it. Carpenter sweeps it through, and now Matt Yoder onside. He shoots, and just getting a piece of it and flicking it away was the right forearm of Andres Zamora. 3 quick moves from the Trojans, and the shot was coming in. Zamora all the way out near the top of the 18 where Matt Yoder was, and he just got the right forearm on it to prevent this match from being level. The first shot of the night for the Trojans, a great scoring opportunity. Now they've got a near side corner with Devlin standing over the top. Right foot to the backside, heading it up, down to the near side, nobody home, as it was Matt Yoder again elevating over the world. Little step through move, Brennan, he'll flick it on from long range and poked down by the fingertips of Zamora. And now the young Yoder makes him pick it up. So after the Taylor offense was quiet for the first 20-plus minutes of this first half, their offense has been clicked into gear here in the last few moments. Taylor from right to left, purple jerseys, white shorts. Saint Xavier defending in the all-red. Maris dances with it, no real pressure, 10 yards outside midfield. Now to the near side, and Brennan has been very active in the last couple of moments. Forward to Carpenter, back down near side, Brennan. Devlin with a cheeky little move to get himself free on the near side. Diaz slides to mark him up. Devlin asks him to dance from the right edge of the box. Wanted to go to the backside post, and he just didn't curl it in enough. Diaz gave him space, and Devlin almost made him pay, missing the far post by about 1.5 feet. Maris heads it down. And a foul called all the way on the backside of the play against Taylor. As Carpenter and M. Yoder being talked to by our lead official. Now it's the conversation being directed at the freshman Matt Yoder. Well, that's a bummer for St. X, as they had something working all the way in the attacking half of the field. And left to settle for the free kick, and Diaz all the way back 30 yards outside midfield on the near side. 14:40 and counting here in the opening half. A goal in the 8th minute has given Saint Xavier the lead off the header from Marone. Bargain had the corner kick, and now St. X coming in, tackled from behind, and it's going to be a penalty kick upcoming here for St. X with 14:24 left to go in the first half. It was Bargain that was knifing in from the left side near the top of the box. He got taken down from behind. And now it's going to be Sam Spiegel's task to keep this match at 1-0 St. X. It'll be the first penalty kick attempt against the Trojans this year. Bargain, the man to take it, is 1-for-1. He's taking the only PK for the visitors this season. The goal that Bargain shooting in is to our right. Clock is stopped with 14:24 left to go in the first half. Bargain, the senior out of Burbank, Illinois, trying to make it 2-0 St. X. Hands on his hips. Feet start to stutter. He stutter steps in, and he hit it off the crossbar, and it ricochets back out away from trouble. Lifted in high and nowhere close to goal from St. X, but Bargain tried to go high. He went too high, and the match remains 1-0 St. X. The Trojans have the advantage in shots. Or no, they just lost the advantage in shots. Now down 6-5. But a big PK miss off the crossbar. And the 31st minute keeps us at 1-1. Or 1-0, excuse me, as Lagunas was the one that had the ricochet shot go high. Mahone, the only goal scorer. Now St. X plays it all the way back to the defensive end with Donato Lagunas running the point. St. X turns it over. The big man Stimson comes rumbling forward. Trying to play it went off of a St. X foot. It went off of his foot. Overruled by both our assistant referee on the far side and our lead man in the middle. Wind still blowing, as you can hear it, out towards the far corner to our left, which would aid Taylor since they are going to the left here in the first half. Touch pass back to the middle. Ballard wanted to let it go behind him. Diaz slid in and kicked it away for St. X. Lomelli jitterbugging his way up the left side. Now passing it in deep as Bargain. Snuck behind the Taylor D. Wanted to come near side. His pass intended for Mahone was flicked away. St. X able to get it back to Mahone. Trying to take Maris on the near side. Maris with an inside edge. Mahone overswims him. Right-footed service. It caught Barragan off balance as it went off of his forehead, but nowhere near goal. Ball bounces down. Levi Kelly trying to be the first one on it. He turns. He bangs it off of Barragan, and that one almost lands at the feet of some students walking across on the sidewalk beyond the far side chain link fence. Ben Kuiper, Bryce Lawrence enter for the Trojans. They replace Devlin and the very active Matt Yoder. Third start of the season and third start of his career for the freshman Matt Yoder has been an eventful one. Here with 11:35 to go in the first half. Kelly will throw it in on the far side after it goes off of St. X. Head off of St. X again, and Taylor methodically moving forward on the far side with another throw. Kuiper turns over his left shoulder, flicks it in. Ballard got too far of a head start as he's offside. Good idea, just a little bit too early were the Trojans there. And now we have two soccer balls in the field. One more than needed. D. Lagunas readies for the free kick. Stimson 10 yards outside midfield, knocked it to Lawrence. And tight quarters, the ball finds the feet of a St. X man. That's Sal Lagunas, plays it all the way to the near side of the field, and Lara, 10 yards inside midfield, up to the sprinting I. Moreno. Shoved off the ball nicely by Taylor's Liam Brennan, who just escorted him out of the way with ease. Kuiper flicks it on, and now Ballard with only one man back in Diaz. Ballard trying to work to his left. He's converged upon by two different St. X players, and the big man, Donato Lagunas, thwarts Ballard away on another good-looking opportunity for Taylor to try to even it up. Offside the call against Mahone. With the recovery speed of D. Lagunas, the main reason right now why this game still is in a 1-0 St. X favor is Ballard had the defender that was back there in Diaz twisting and turning with every touch of the ball. Spiegel right foots it forward, volleyed out of the air by St. X. They'll turn and volley it big up into the center circle. Maris returns with a volley of his own. St. X trying to push it forward 5 yards outside midfield. Now back to the Taylor side as Peary works to the near side and Carpenter. Back to the middle of the field, Carpenter with a hand on his back, tried to go on the far pass, could not connect with Ballard. Good work there, by the new man Bryce Lawrence. Won it back for the Trojans. Now Kelly tied up on the far side before dealing it away to Maris, who skips and drives a right foot near midfield coming to the near side. Peary trying to read it and sent away by Lara with his back to midfield. Taylor pressing forward to Carpenter. Left side, pressing it in. Ballard is onside. He'll get to it right before it gets to the end line. He'll circle back up here. Push down from behind. Foul against St. X, and a dangerous set piece starting to brew here for Taylor. Second foul of the night against the visitors. Ballard and Lawrence, the two to stand over this one. They're close to 10 yards away from the near side. That's the left side of the 18. Taylor shooting on the goal to our left. Lacrosse players walking back from practice, now walking with their backs turned, want to keep their eyes peeled. They've got a good vantage point potentially for this free kick. Ballard, left foot, little pop in, poking it away, still sent in front, flicked in by Kuiper. It's saved again by the diving Zamora. Stimson on the end line, tried to send it in. It dances and does not go out of play before it's scooped up by Barr again. Two diving turns away there by Zamora, and remains a 1-0 St. X lead as the second start of the season for the grad student Zamora has been littered with spectacular stops. Trojans quickly forward to Ballard. Left center to Lawrence. Poked back. Brennan slides. Got a piece of it. St. X man goes tumbling and play continues. It's Sal Lagunas down, and Taylor continues with possession. Lawrence with the man behind him. Brennan trying to swim his way through red-shirted defenders. Flicked away near side. Lagunas slow to get to his feet as Peary comes in from behind and pokes it away. As the Trojans couldn't take advantage of the man advantage for the time being. Less than 7 to go here in the first half. Trojans still down by 1. Skied by Fields, scraping the clouds. Hitting the turf on the far side, and then St. X able to operate here. Back to the Taylor side for a brief moment before Maris works it on to Kuiper. Couldn't connect it on to Ballard. As St. X presses forward on the left side. They give it right back as Peary boogies his way to the middle. Off to Brennan. Big left foot forward. Couldn't connect with Kuiper with that brace on the left knee. All the way back to Spiegel, the Taylor keeper, who has turned away the last 2 shots he's seen after the opening one beat him. Long ball headed down by St. X. Lomelli able to play it back on the left sideline, and now into the attacking half it goes at the feet of Barr again. Sal Lagunas recovered from that lower body injury a few moments ago. Ball bounces up, avoids hitting Brennan's arm, keeps those hands away, and able to deal off to Lawrence. Peary avoids a challenge. Tight quarter passing to Carpenter, who lays it off the right side of his foot to Maris. Crossfield pass near side now Brennan. Midfield Peary, little touch knowing he had a man behind him, but he curled it away from his teammate Stimson. Barr again right footing it in. Throwing that right foot up there was Brennan, knocks it down out of the air. Carpenter touching to Peary, back heel flick Stimson, then back up to Carpenter. Spins, and Carpenter with a head of steam. Hand fighting here with Aparicio. The Taylor fans wanted to foul on 17 in red, but it falls on deaf ears. Peary chesting into space, and he comes forward on a dead sprint. Stops and plays it into space. Nobody home in purple. And so Zamora comes out off the line to scoop it up with ease as we dip below 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. A 1-0 St. X lead on the goal from Marone off a corner kick coming in the 8th minute. Shots are even 6-6. 3 shots on goal to 2 in favor of St. X. The game delayed by 37 minutes with lightning in the area. And after a slow offensive start, the Trojans had a nice flurry there for about the 28th, 29th minute up through maybe the 35th, 36th minute. But both teams starting to feel each other out now with only 4 minutes and change left to go before recess. Lara Jr. kicks it over everybody's heads except Spiegel, the Taylor keeper. Spiegel forward. Right at the head of D. Lagunas. Maris of Taylor able to hold it in. Ballard onside, and he's got it on the right side. Lays it back to Lawrence. Trying to two-step his way around Lomelli, who poked it away from him. And now St. X pressing forward left of center. They go from left to right. The Cougars do in red. As we approach 3 minutes left to go in the first half, they lead 1-0. Mahone cutting to the middle. Now having to really sprint after him is Brennan. One touch Marone, left side of the 18, hits the brakes, trying to come back to get it. Plays it behind his heels. Still loose on near the end line. Kicked, and it went off of who? It went off of the elbow of Brennan as Marone able to kick it. And another corner upcoming for St. X. It'll be number 5 here in the first half as 3 subs come in for the Cougars. Bernardo Dominguez, Pablo Guerrero, and Sebastian Palma. The Trojans bring in Ryan Nelson. He replaces Ballard. Marone Ramirez, and I did not see who the third Cougar was, or the first Cougar was that came off. Far side corner. Back to the starting man, Barr again. Top of the 18, got deflected on the way there by the shoulder of Lawrence of Taylor. Ball bounces all the way to the near side, and now Carpenter. Little delayed move, and now sprinting with Sal Lagunas on his right hip. Lagunas chucks him down to the turf. Taylor wants a foul, does not come. Lagunas pressing forward from the near side, and he'll dink it in to one of the new men out there for St. X. Their centering pass, kneed away by Maris, as that was Dominguez on the end line for the Cougars. Long pass. Kuiper was the closest man to it for Taylor. And now Peary's got it 15 yards away from midfield. Right edge of the center circle, S. Lagunas. Forward to Bargan, who's been a wonderful creator for St. X here in the first half. That has 100 seconds left to play in it. And a 1-0 Cougar advantage coming in the 8th minute. Sal Lagunas just inside midfield, turns and plays it back to the defensive end for St. X. That's the side to our left here in the first half. Diaz right foots one from the near side towards the far. Cut down by Taylor's Levi Kelly as we approach a minute to play here in the first half. Spiegel walking forward. Right foots it 15 yards across midfield. Sent away by St. X as we have a minute to go here in the first half. Bargan wants to maneuver away from Maris and then deals it off to the near side with 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Aparicio up to Guerrero. Fresh legs off the bench forward to Dominguez. He'll lay it back to Aparicio. Coming in Bargan. One touch left side of the 18. Pressing in. Left-footed pass towards the middle is turned away by Liam Brennan. As smacking the turf on the far side was Lomelli. 16 seconds left to go in the first half. A 1-0 St. X lead. Goes out off of St. X in the far corner, and that will be the final play of the first half. Off the corner from Fernando Barragan, Dorian Mahone heads it home in the 8th minute, and St. X has a 1-0 lead after 45 minutes of play here from Turner Stadium in Upland, Indiana. We'll take a break and come back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report. This is Taylor Men's Soccer on the Trojan Sports Network.
Life to the full for me looks like approaching every conversation as if it is for the kingdom and to the glory of God.
Life to the full to me means being present where your 2 feet are at.
When I think of life to the full, I think of joy, especially the Taylor body, the Taylor community, what Taylor has to offer.
The way we're equipping students to live life to the full is that we're helping them have a global humility.
There's so many things at Taylor that are preparing me to live life to the full. I love doing research and engaging in projects within my major, computer science, so I could go from programming 1 minute to doing a Bollywood dance and performing as part of Mosaic Night the next.
We have a lot of opportunity here to help students and to equip them to live life full now and well beyond their years at Taylor, and part of that is the intentionality we have with developing relationships with one another.
I'm experiencing life to the full at Taylor through the different opportunities that Taylor allows us to learn about different cultures, people, and places.
I love that we get to do chapel together 3 times a week. Nobody takes attendance. Nobody tells me I have to be there, but I get to be there.
I think I see that in sports, on the football field, and in the throwing ring, in classes, and also in student leadership positions.
I experience life to the full at chapel because I get to play in a chapel band, and I get to sit up there and play piano and glorify God with one of my gifts.
The community gives me a sense of life to the full in that I get to see students go through their 4 years here, develop as intellectuals and scholars, be prepared for their vocations, and go out into the world and influence the world for Christ.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Hey, Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Second half about to get underway. Your halftime stats are brought to you by BSN Sports. Each team had 6 shots in the opening half. Taylor had 2 on goal, 3 of them on goal for Saint Xavier, but they got the one that counts. Goal in the 8th minute by Marone off the corner from Barrigan. And it is a 1-0 St. X lead as we just start things here in the second half. Fernando Dominguez gets the start here in the second half for St. X after coming off the bench in the opening 45 minutes. Levi Yoder back out there for Taylor. Left side to Brian Matipa as he quickly moves it to the final third. Top of the box, lets a right-footed shot go. Blocked by the backside of Diaz and flicked away high by Sal Lagunas. It was a slow start offensively for Taylor in the first half. They come out guns a-blazing here, not even a minute into half 2. Levi Kelly gets the start in the second half for the Trojans as well. Matt Harold back out there for TU as an outside back on the near side. Trojans from left to right with the ball here in the second half. Purple jerseys, white shorts, white socks. St. Xavier in the road, red jerseys and bottoms with the red socks as well. White numbers and white letters. Peary back to Fields on the far side of the field. Pass goes out of play off of the Trojans, and St. X has a throw-in from their attacking half. 2.5 minutes into this, or a minute and a half into this second half that they lead 1-0. Lomelli also gets the start here in half number 2. Centering ball. Maris is there to flick it away. It was Barrigan trying to find Dominguez. Centering ball again. This one towards the top of the 18. Coming in and missing it wildly to the right is Sal Lagunas on a wonderful ball that he could have driven in with plenty of pace, but kicked it to the right side instead of straight on, and it's out of play, and a goal kick for Sam Spiegel, who had 2 first-half saves. Maris carrying it forward. Stops as Matt Harold was calling for it. Maris blasts it deep. Matt Yoder heads it down to Devlin for Taylor. Devlin, a 15-yard pass back to Harold. Deflected out by the pressuring Lomelli. Harold to throw it in. Back to Maris. In the middle now to Spiegel. Long one intended for Matipa. Couldn't connect with him cleanly as Lara Jr. headed it down. Taylor applying pressure. Diaz gives it away to Zamora. As Harold knifes his way in front, it went off of who? Off of the Trojans. Taylor can't believe it. The bench and the players on the field, the Taylor fans in the stands beside themselves. We're going to look up where that phrase, beside yourself, came from. That's got to be a fascinating story. Either way, Sebastian Palma throws it in. He also came off the bench late in the first half for St. X. Big man Matt Yoder wielding his way through would-be defenders. But his pass is cut down and finds the feet of Irving Moreno. Cougars carrying it forward. They stop at midfield as Barrigan trying to reverse the point of attack. Diaz wanted to work it up the far side. It's out of play and back to TU. Maris to the mid-stripe and Levi Yoder. Nice long pass with Matipa. Left sideline with some room to work, being marked by Lara Jr. Matipa, couple step-over moves, now explodes with his left foot. Crossing ball, knocked down on a centering attempt, as Diaz cut it down and sent it away from near out in front of the 6. Off the face of Levi Kelly. And it'll go back to St. X as Kelly, trying not to lose the movie star good looks on a ball that dents his face. Wind continuing to still blow out towards the far left corner of things here at Turner Stadium. Not a true tailwind. It didn't affect St. X in the first half. So now they have the wind slightly at their backs here in half two. The Cougars reverse and go all the way to the defensive end here. Sal Lagunas looking for help. He's got it on the near side, keeps it from just going out of play. Palma forward to Lagunas. Nice little deft pass off to Lomelli. And now it's Lagunas racing up the near side. Marking him as Fields, trying to force him to the near sideline as he rotates and waits for reinforcements. Dominguez up to Barr again. Near side Lomelli. Back to Lagunas again. Barr again with the only assist on the only goal so far tonight. Explosive move on the right side of the 18. Peary just pooches it away. And the Trojans able to get it off to Ballard after Peary intercepted. Kelly a big right boot forward. Nobody home as the Trojans have flip-flopped Matipa. As Brian, one of the four captains for Taylor, is now on the near side of the field instead of the far. Diaz measures and sends it forward as Levi Kelly cut it off for Taylor. His tight-quartered pass, he lost his footing. That's going to stay with Taylor on a foul from St. X. First foul of the second half. We've played almost 7 minutes here in half number 2. It's still a 1-0 St. X advantage. Free kick for Sean Fields, sophomore out of Littleton, Colorado. He'll dump it off to Maris right at the midfield stripe. Right foots it forward. Kelly wants to cut in from the left side, chests it down, now trying to play it at his feet. Moves it back up the left side, pass in front of Devlin, got a toe on it. It goes across the end line, it's off of St. X. And the Trojans get their second corner of the night, their first here the second half. Matt Yoder trying to signal to the far corner, trying to speed up the process as 2 in purple has seen something. Devlin over on the far side corner. This one comes into the right of Zamora. A high in-swinger to the backside off of Yoder's head, back to the far side. Ballard got a piece of it, trying to keep moving it forward inside the 18. Kelly got a toe on it, cuts down the clearance attempt from St. X. To Peary in the middle, near side, almost undercutting it where this was the St. X defense in Omar Aparicio. Instead, now Matipa trying to take on 3 men, and he's turned away by the aforementioned Aparicio, and then Matipa swept his foot out from underneath of him and gets whistled for the foul. Aparicio really down in pain after he and Matipa got tangled up inadvertently. The 5'6" Matipa took down the 6'1" Aparicio with relative ease by sweeping out that bottom foot. Sebastian Palma stands over the free kick from just in front of the St. X bench on the near sideline. St. X in red as they go from right to left here in half 2. Peary out of the scrum with it for Taylor. Now the Trojans slowly build from the back. Harold wanting to connect with the big man, Matt Yoder. Here comes Matipa flying up and does give it off to Yoder. He gets knocked down to his feet, able to dish off to big brother Levi. Devlin trying to set up a move. He was bracketed by 2 Cougar defenders, and it's off of those wearing red and remains with the home side. 9 minutes gone here in the second half. Taylor still down 1-0. Ball bounces towards the edge of the 18, sent away by the St. X defense. St. X clears it away. A lot of backspin on that one. As Peary bangs with Aparicio. Maris has to stomp on the brakes. Again, pressured right there from Lomelli. Spiegel sends it away from trouble as he kicks it out of play up near midfield on the near side. We want to send well wishes to former Taylor men's soccer player Clay Vanderkolk and his wife Allie Claudio, now Allie Vanderkolk. They got married before their senior year here at Taylor just a couple years back. Kyler Vanderkolk, Clay's younger brother in his freshman season here at TU. Those two getting ready to move to Hawaii. 6:30 a.m. tomorrow is the trek to the islands for the Vanderkolks. So we wish Clay and Allie the best as they get ready to move to the islands. So to chat with Clay briefly before tonight's match, he said he and Allie had to come up and get one more taste of men's soccer before moving down to Hawaii. So an early aloha to the Vanderkolks as they make their pilgrimage to the Hawaiian Islands tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. sharp. We'll all be jealous of them when the time comes in the winter months. But we also want to continue sending our thoughts and prayers to the folks in Hawaii after those devastating fires that came through the islands a few weeks back. Levi Yoder just right of center. He'll slip it on through. Now Matipa has snuck behind the Saint X defense. Back to his left foot. His dribble was too much. He still gets it back. He lets it go, and another sprawling diving save from Zamora keeps Saint X out in front. Excellent job by Matipa to stick with it after he could have lost it easily after his initial move was thwarted. Taylor corner upcoming. Bryce Lawrence in to get Peary a breather from the midfield spot. Devlin and Ballard stand over this one from the near side corner. Ballard looking to be the one that he might take it here with his left foot. If he does, it could be an in-swinger. Comes into the right of Zamora. Ballard takes it towards the top of the 18. Lawrence chesting it forward. Harold was right out front, right in front of Zamora, and it just took too big of a deflection off the boots of the Colorado captain. Levi Yoder holds it in for Taylor at midfield after the free kick attempt or the goal kick attempt from St. X. A little pressure from the Cougars forces Levi Kelly of Taylor to give it off to his keeper Spiegel. Spiegel in the middle, clad in all gray tonight with the new black gloves he's donned here for his junior season. Taking off the toe is Irving Moreno for St. X, but coming back to win it back for the Trojans is Levi Kelly after giving it away. Left of center, Lomelli. Finds Bargan, who dances away from pressure. Now off to Lomelli. Brian Matipa comes in to help things out defensively for TU. Palma now near the near sideline. His pass too far out of reach for Lomelli and out of play. And a sub about to come in here for the Trojans. And it's going to be Liam Brennan, who was really active in that first half for Taylor. Brennan takes the spot of Levi Kelly, who was also very impressive off the bench in the first 45. 31-25 and winding here in half number 2. A 1-0 deficit here for the Trojans against Saint Xavier. Taylor trying to move to 2-3 on the year, win their second match in a row. The Cougars trying to win their second match of the year period as they come in 1-0-3. Fresh off the bench, Brennan trying to create. He's taken down right at midfield, an easy foul against St. X, their fourth. Quick restart for Taylor. Devlin forward to M. Yoder. Dump off near side to Matipa, into space to Harold. Just sliding and keeping it from getting to Matt was Donato Lagunas. But Harold works his way back, deflects it off of Diaz, and it remains with the Trojans here on the near sideline. And this is the part of the field where the Trojans can use Maris at his maximum. Backs all the way up on the concrete on the near sideline. He can fling this thing 40 yards with ease. And he fires it in here, trying to find Yoder, who heads it towards the goal box, and coming up and snagging it in relative light traffic is Zamora. Nobody there for the second touch after Matt Yoder got his head on it. But the 6'2", 185-pound freshman has been a impact man tonight for TU. Less than 30 minutes left to go in half number 2. Still a 1-0 St. X advantage. Moreno forward. Bargain back to Irving Moreno. Popping out to help, Aparicio. Sends it far side to the near side, too far out of the reach of Lomelli. And easily back to the Trojans on a throw from the near side. Left sideline, Brennan. Drives it in. Matt Yoder bounces it just to his left. Now trying to take Diaz one-on-one. The younger Yoder waiting for reinforcements. Lawrence tried to thread the needle, and it got deflected before it could find Brennan's toes. Lomelli back to Palma. Back up to Lomelli, and Harold cuts in and kicks it around him and out of play. Carlos Sanabria ready to enter. We'll have to wait momentarily here. Maris. Left foot Yoder. Had a man land on his back as he was fighting for the long kick forward. Out of play off of St. X. That allows Sanabria to come in. The freshman out of Venezuela replaces Matt Yoder. His friends call him Gusto for short. Harold resting. An ill-advised sub, and no, it will be an allowed sub here. As Eduardo Ramirez comes in as Andy Lomelli had to limp off to the near sideline to the St. X bench. Harold with the throw, near side. Towards near corner, and Sanabria, the freshman off the bench. Wanted Matipa, couldn't get to him, so Devlin able to hold it in off the ricochet. Sends it in deep towards the end line. Sanabria hustles to it before it can get there. Kicked away from him, out of play, near side. Taylor with the throw again. Still down 1-0 as we hit 27 minutes left to play here in half 2. Lawrence leaves it for Maris. As he gets ready to throw it in again. Over Devlin's head and caught easily by Zamora. Zamora got bumped from behind by Harold. He and his teammates look for a foul or even a card that does not come. Zamora, a low, hot one with pace. It bounces up off the turf and redirected right back down by the forehead of Levi Yoder. Lawrence, bracketed by 2 St. X defenders, and loses possession for the time being. It was a 2-on-5 for St. X, and the Trojans come out of the scrum with it. Devlin looking for a nice little spin from Sanabria. He got tripped from behind, and that stopped his progress. 5th foul on St. X. As we dip below 26 minutes left to go here, Trojans still down 1-0. Can TU find the equalizing tally here and avoid dropping their 4th match of the season? "12 yards inside midfield, near side. Just to the right of center with Justin Devlin, the Northern Irishman, standing over it. Right foot into it, going to the back side of the box on the far side. Maris tracking it down, has got Irving Moreno on his back hip, and he deflected it off of Moreno. And the Trojans get ready for their fourth corner of the night, their third one here of the second half. Second half shots, advantage to Taylor, 2-1. Devlin with his dominant right foot in the far corner. An in-swinger. Coming in was Maris, and he came right down Main Street, but headed it out of play instead of down and into the back of the net. Dorian Moreno on for Saint Xavier. He replaces Irving Moreno. So one Moreno for the other. Or Mahone, excuse me. Mahone has the only goal of the night so far. A header off a free kick on the goal to our right in half one. St. X looks for a handball that doesn't come. Levi Yoder to the near side and Harold. Spiegel. Big boot to the far side. Ballard couldn't win it out of the air. It bounces down and just able to hold it in. Walking the tightropes, Brennan. Little cheeky back heel flick from Ballard to Brennan. He'll blast it to the near side of the wide open Brian Matipa, the right edge of the 18. Now Matipa sizing his man up right out front. It's flicked on it just over the crossbar on a wonderful quick little flick from Sanabria. That ball rested on Sanabria's foot for maybe a millisecond, and he was inches away from making it 1-1. Diaz drives it forward for St. X off of the goal kick. Headed out of play far side, and St. X with a throw from their attacking side of the field. St. X gives it away. For the time being, Lawrence couldn't move it forward. Now the Cougars quickly press it going right to left in red. Dominguez circles, runs into Lawrence, and it's taken away from him by Brennan of Taylor. Matipa collided into as he worked to head it forward for the Trojans. Back to the near side, Ramirez and St. X back with possession. Matipa just rides him off the ball, but it was too physical. Brian not happy. It's his fourth foul against Taylor as St. X quickly restarts. They loop it all the way to the far side, and Mahone wants to track this one down. He's got the only goal of the night. Can he set up the second one for the Cougars? Sizing up Brennan, and Brennan up to the task. Deflects it out off the end line. Corner upcoming for St. X. Sixth one of the night for the Cougars. Their first here since halftime. We'll come to from the far side of the field. This is to the left of Spiegel, who's in the goal to our left. Barr again to take it. He assisted on the only goal of the evening so far. A low outswinger, and missing the volley off the bounce is Bernardo Dominguez. 3 subs in for the Trojans. Returning for the first time in the second half is Brock Carpenter. Back out there is Matt Yoder. And Ryan Nelson makes his first second half appearance. They replace Ballard, Matipa, and Lawrence. So that's 2 forwards and a midfielder for TU. Getting a breather here with 21 minutes separating us from the finish line. Too fast of a restart for Spiegel and Maris as they didn't give enough time to let their mates make it off the field. And now the restart's allowed to go as we're back under play. Maris forward. Out of the reach of a jumping Nelson. Yoder trying to keep it moving in Taylor's favor. Nelson circles, and as he tried to slide and keep it moving forward, went off of his foot and out of play, almost into the 2 chairs where the St. X coaching staff is taking a seat. 20th year head coach Ed Vucinic against Taylor's 20th year head man Gary Ross. Ross, a former TU Male Athlete of the Year back in his senior season for his play on the baseball diamond, a two-sport star here for the Trojans, soccer and baseball. Ironically enough, his son and his nephew, Noah Ross, phenomenal golfer here at Taylor, now taking his grad year at Lee University, and his nephew, Jack Ross, stud and an All-American baseball pitcher, have done the inverse of what their fathers have done. His brother is the lead golf pro at the Purdue Golf Course out in West Lafayette. His son is Jack Ross, baseball star. Noah, Gary's son, golf star. Not baseball, or not soccer or baseball. It's ironically how those flip-flop generations with the two cousins. Lee, one of the better D2 programs in the country. I believe they're ranked 5th at the last poll came out. So Noah's down there qualifying as soccer underway in their fall season. The fall season also underway for the golf teams across the country as well, with the women's golf team picking up a nice win yesterday at the Huntington Invitational up in Fort Wayne after dropping a team championship by one shot Saturday down in Muncie at the Players Club. Taylor throw-in far sideline, whistle blows. That's because the Trojans' Webby Peary about to come back on for TU, replacing Levi Yoder. Less than 19 minutes to go here in the second half. Still that 8-minute goal for St. X looming large, as it's been the only tally of the night so far. Brennan set to throw it in. Back heel flick from Matt Yoder. Back towards closer to the 6. Pressing forward, Devlin. Couldn't put her on cage as it bounces, or on frame as it bounces out to the near side. The ball does. Harold in a foot race. Sees the first one there. Dinks it back to Marist. Forward to the fresh legs of Webby Peary for Taylor. 10 yards inside midfield. Taylor going from left to right in the attacking half. Brennan trying to connect long range. Nelson, and Zamora comes and covers it up. And then Crab walks, or Army crawls forward with the ball underneath his belly before falling on it with Nelson right there on his hip. Big left-footed punt out of there from Andres Zamora. 2 bounces, and he'll send it to the other keeper on the field, Spiegel. Rolls it to the middle, and Peary turns and faces midfield. Blowing a tire is Carpenter as the pass was behind him. St. X cashes in on the miscue and works it to the near side, and Ramirez. Midline, Palma for the Cougars. Forward to the dripping sweat, Barragan, who assisted on the only goal of the night. He has been very creative for the St. X offense this evening. Fields forward into the center circle. Deflected back to Fields. 30 yards away from midfield. Into the 18 it goes, his 18, and his keeper Spiegel. Devlin intercepts the short pass. To the middle, and Carpenter driving forward, too far to connect with Sanabria. And the keeper Zamora for St. X comes and drives it away from trouble out of play far side. Taylor throw-in upcoming. Sun setting behind us, starting to take hold here in Upland, Indiana. Taylor turns it over. Sal Lagunas drives it in, wants to find Ramirez, who legs it out to the near side corner, stops, kept it in play, marked up by Harold, and as he dished it back, it's out off of St. X, and Taylor has the throw as we approach 16 minutes left to play here in the second half. Matipa coming back on for TU, replacing Nelson. Ten shots to 8 in favor of Taylor, but they have not had a strong scoring opportunity since that attempt from Sanabria about 10 minutes or so ago. Deflected out into the Taylor students, and it's quickly returned back to the field of play. The ball is. Matt Yoder takes it away in the defensive end. Sanabria taken down from behind, but still on his feet. And now he presses forward with pace. Near side, Matipa leading Bryan forward. Right edge of the 18, Matipa back to the left foot. Shots far post, and diving and snatching it out of the air again is Andres Zamora. Highlight reel saves all over the night here for Zamora for Saint Xavier. Five saves on the night for Zamora, and more than half of those have been of the spectacular variety. To the other end, and Spiegel cleaned out of the air. And now Spiegel not happy as he has some words for Dorian Mahone. That ball bounced up. Spiegel off the kick on the other end from Zamora. And Sam got taken clean out of the air, had the ball above his head, is now Colin Maris trying to talk with our lead official. Mahone came in and cleaned him right out of the sky. And no cards are issued to either side as Spiegel gets ready to tee up this goal kick as we get ready to hit 14 minutes left to play here in the second half. And it remains a 1-0 lead for Saint Xavier. So we just hit 14 minutes left to go here. Devlin flicking forward. Matipa and Sanabria both there. Matipa trying to fight his way through. He got it cleared away before he could go right down the heart of the 18. Clearance kicked out nicely by Sean Fields. It'll stay with Saint Xavier. As Caleb Ballard back on for the Trojans along with Irving Moreno of St. X. Carpenter out for TU. Checking out Dominguez for the Cougars. Twisting, and two players fall down far side. Mahone, comes out of this one. Turning and unable to clear it away was Harold. Ramirez volleys it high, and coming out to snatch it is Spiegel, and this time nobody's there to take him out of the air. 12:45 and counting here in the second half. Taylor still down 1-0, trying to avoid dropping their fourth match of the season and their third one here at home. Taylor has lost both of their previous two matches on the home field. Those wonderful saves that turned a win away a couple matches ago here at home, and same story tonight. Here was Zamora making highlight reel save after highlight reel save. Matipa collided with Bargan, able to keep it at his feet. Peary moving forward, 5 yards outside midfield. He gets it back just away. Now back across midfield he darts. Taylor from left to right in purple and white here in the second half, trailing by 1. Palma, who came off the bench in the first half, has played nicely defensively here in half number 2. Putting it back in the center circle is Sean Fields. Peary taken down behind. Able to get back to his feet and deal off to Devlin. Near sideline, Harold. Punching it forward, Matipa. Wanted to sweep it away from Palma. But it's off of him, and it remains with the Trojans. 11:10 left to go in the second half. Sanabria gets it on the end line, trying to turn over that left shoulder. Kicked out by St. X, and Taylor's got a corner from the near side upcoming. It'll be number 5 on the night for the home side, their 4th here in the second half. Stop the clock with 10:45. So there's a little confusion. It's actually a St. X player down on the end line. And that's Sebastian Palma, who we just got done talking about a few moments ago for his strong defensive play here in the second half. Palma's back to his feet. And now St. X does send a separate defender in near to the near side corner. Ballard with his dominant left foot would be the one to take it here between he and Devlin. And that's what's going to happen. Back post, punched away, is coming through traffic with Zamora. Circling Barr again. Long pass near side to Ramirez. As he sprints with Ballard trying to track him down from behind. Less than 11 to go here in the second half. Off the foot of Brennan into the 18. Spiegel able to stop it near the end line. Ballard has it taken away. Peary wanted to spin, stopping him initially, but Peary able to get it back was Moreno. Up near side to Matipa, who's been dangerous here in the second half, but he's bracketed by two St. X defenders, able to deflect it off of them, and Matipa throws it into space and lets the big man Yoder heading it down, wanted to connect with Ballard, could not, and St. X turns and kicks it away. Devlin throws it in. Yoder trying to post up on the far side of the box. Turning over that right shoulder, left footing it in. Back to Yoder. Sanabria led him too much, and it's out. On the end line, back to St. X. Andy Lomelli returns for the Cougars as Pablo Guerrero will make his first second half appearance. Actually not getting there in time was Guerrero, so he has to wait. Diaz takes the goal kick. And high jump up there from Fields and heads it down for Taylor, but the Trojans couldn't keep it moving forward. Back behind the play in a lot of pain is Omar Aparicio. As Harold stopped, he had the ball at his feet. Devlin and Peary are getting the index finger directed at them as they were voicing their displeasure in a big way to our lead official. And now the index finger being given to Donato Lagunas of St. X as he came over and wanted to have a chat with our lead official. Clock is stopped with 9:07 to go in the second half. Lead athletic trainer and head athletic trainer Casey Hackman jogs to take a look at Omar Aparicio, the sophomore out of Chicago. We will take a break and come back. 9:07 to go, second half. St. X leads Taylor 1-0 here on the Trojan Sports Network. Aparicio able to get to his feet and walk off under his own power, but did have a noticeable limp. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in the second half. It is a 1-0 Saint Xavier lead after they scored in the 8th minute. Off of a corner kick from Barr again that was headed in by Dorian Mahone. The ball rests in the middle of the field. Harold had it on the near sideline for Taylor when the whistle blew after Aparicio had gone down. And possession in the middle, and it's a free kick being given here to Saint Xavier. As Harold quickly gets possession back to Taylor. But they give it away just before they could get to midfield, but Matipa steps up and takes it away from Lomeli. Matipa surveys, curls it into the middle. Nobody home in purple except for the backside, and sliding in to stop the progression of Brennan, but he gets it back. He played it behind Sanabria. The Trojans flying all around trying to keep it here in the final third. With 8.5 left to play here in half number 2. Fields blasted all the way back to the keeper in Spiegel for the Trojans. Spiegel forward. Yoder flicks it back. Nobody home in purple. As Zamora falls on it after being pressured by the Venezuelans, Sanabria. Some of the Taylor fans keeping count of how long Zamora has it in his hands. Harold, big header forward. Matipa had it bounce over him. Donato Lagunas sends it over his head out near midfield, and Taylor clears it out, or sends out a play on the near sideline, and back to St. X it goes with 7:40 remaining here in half 2. A 1-0 St. X lead. Good pressure from Devlin, able to work it to the defensive end in Fields. Off the backside of a St. X player, finds Devlin's feet for Taylor as he crosses midfield. Matipa, deft little play to the middle. He and Sanabria were right there. Neither could get their foot on it, but a side spinning ball works to the benefit of the Trojans. Ballard taken down. Taylor wants a foul that doesn't come. Spiegel racing out to the near side. He slides and kicks it away as that was a dangerous opportunity brewing up for Pablo Guerrera. And the offside flag is in the air, and Taylor's going to have a pretty decent positioning here for the free kick. It'll be 6 yards or so outside of midfield on the near side, with Taylor going from left to right in purple. Maris boots it to the far side in Fields, who angles into the center circle, crossing midfield. Far side and Brennan. 2 men there. Brennan trying to turn the corner and split him. He did. Now he slaloms through 2 other defenders. Back to the top, a little bit too short before it could find Devlin. Sanabria right there for Taylor as well. Maris playing possum as he gets hog-tied, loops it into Ballard. And as he did, before he did, though, the whistle blew. Foul on St. X, their 6th. The clock is not Taylor's friend right now with 6:10 and counting here in the second half, and the Trojans down 1. They've been down since the 8th minute. Devlin has a 2-man wall in front of him. That's to back up a couple of paces. 5 Trojans to his left, 2 to the right. Most congregating near the top of the 18. Right hand in the air for Devlin. Some crossing patterns in front. Devlin looping left side. Maris heads it towards the middle. Ballard straight into the air with his noggin, and coming in on the line and taking out one of his own men is the keeper Zamora. And the count is back out for Zamora before he boots it away. This one bounced through 2 Taylor defenders, flicked on, beating Spiegel back to the near side, trying to save it and unable to, is the only goal scorer of the night, Mahone. That ball split 2 Trojan center backs, and then Mahone was home free after he was able to touch it around Spiegel, but he had too much juice on it, and the ball rolled away from him. Brock Carpenter in, replacing Liam Brennan, with less than 5 to play here in half number 2. Sent back to the Taylor defensive end. Spiegel outside the 18, right foots it forward. Carpenter working it along, now loops it into the attacking end for Taylor. Matipa bumped back to his feet. Now he jets on the left side. Big touch in, left side of the 18. Bryan stomps on the brakes. Surveys back to the middle, finds the trailing Devlin, and just poked away before Devlin could do something with it. Breaking out is St. X with Mahone. He'll loop it in. Offside. The flag in the air for Guerrero as we approach 4 minutes left to play in the second half. Carpenter left side. Passing back up near midfield and Peary. In and out with the dribbles, loses his footing, taken away by Mahone of St. X. Mahone tripped up by Maris, 2 yards inside midfield, and Mahone now laying on his back like a crab. Matipo there will help him up as Mahone got tripped up. Good to see him back to his feet. Seen a couple guys go down with a couple serious-looking injuries that they've been able to pop back from. Time, the friend of St. X right now with 3:35 and counting, and they got a 1-0 lead. Diaz taking his time. Harold leans in and heads it down, scraping it off the turf. Devlin, too far for Sanabria to get to. It's out of play. And back to St. X once again. Lomelli to throw it in, taking his time. So we approach 3 minutes left to go here in the second half. Taylor's got to start pressing forward, trying to find the equalizing tally tonight. Sanabria fighting for position with D. Lagunas. Big kick out. Lands into the Taylor stands, and the ball thrown in near side as Maris restarts it for Taylor with 2:50 to go in the second half. Out into the St. X bench, near side. Maris to throw with 2.5 to go here in the second half. A 1-0 St. X lead thanks to Mahone's header off a corner kick, back in minute number 8. Back to Devlin, able to work it forward, but couldn't find anyone in purple. Sent away by Diaz of St. X. Peary back with it near midfield. Maris drives it forward. Yoder with a shorter defender in front of him. Missing the clearance as Yoder's got it right side of the box. Yoder dribbling in, just maybe one too many dribbles. Matipa, though, scoops it up, pops it back, no space. He shoots and just misses the wide side of the post. But it was deflected there, and with less than 2 to go, the Trojans sprint to the far side corner, getting ready for their 6th one of the night. Devlin jogging over, but he's got to hustle. Seconds dwindling away as we approach 100 seconds left to go here before the finish line. Far side corner, an in-swinger low. Flicked back, nobody there in purple. Coming in to get it is D. Lagunas, who plays it out on the near sideline with 90 seconds left to play. It's still a 1-0 Taylor deficit. Maris heaves it in. Flicks, but a violation against Taylor. It looks like it's on Brock Carpenter as the 1-minute call about to ring out here at Turner Stadium. Diaz stands over this one. All the way back inside the 18. Harold forward, but out of play. Ricochets off of the St. X bench area. And jogging to the near side, Lomelli trying to take off as much time as he's allowed. 40 seconds remaining here in a 1-0 St. X lead. Guerrero slips his way through, taken away by the other 23 on the field. That's Colin Maris. Into the center circle. Couldn't slice it through. Sanabria wanted Carpenter. Back out to the far side, playing into the middle is Sal Lagunas. Mahone forward. Sal Lagunas looks up at the clock in the far corner. He'll jog to the far side. They'll try to take out the final 10 seconds of play here. Carpenter racing, but time is going to run out here on the Trojans this evening. And the goal in the 8th minute from Mahone stands. Taylor outshoots St. X tonight 12-8, including 5-3 in shots on goal. But 5 saves on the night from Andres Zamora in his second start of the season. And Zamora, a key role and maybe the role of why the Trojans come up on the wrong side of the scoreboard tonight, falling to Saint Xavier by a final of 1-0. St. X improves to 2-0-3 on the year. The Trojans fall to 1-4. Taylor back at home here this Saturday with a 7 o'clock start time. We'll have the coverage for you right here on the Trojan Sports Network. Special thanks to our man up top, Ryan, for running the camera tonight. We thank you folks for tuning in tonight as well. Once again, our final score here from Turner Stadium was Saint Xavier 1, Taylor 0. This has been a presentation of Taylor Men's Soccer on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you again, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.